Hello, my name is Grans, and I'm now going to play Shining Force 2 Return to Grans, which is a hack of my own making. I'm about to release it for version 1.15, and before I do that, I thought it would be a good idea to do a full playthrough to make sure everything works as intended and balancing isn't off and all that stuff. And yeah, my idea was that why not, once I have to do that, why not just record it, upload it to YouTube, so in case anybody who is interested in this thing can see in advance what's going on here. Yeah, central point of the hack is that a lot of the dialogue has been altered and improved. Also, the visuals are a bit prettier than in the original game. Also, quite a few sprites and environment as well. Icons, I got permission from the Shining Force 2 forums member Alones to use his beautiful icons, so everything looks quite a bit prettier than in the original game. But you might also notice that in this video pixels really aren't that visible. This is not because of the hack itself, but rather because I'm using the emulator Grans Plus, and I've got a bit of rendering going on here. Alright, I think this is all I meant to say at this point, so let's jump right into the character generation, if you want to call it that. Oh, I forgot that I already did a quick test. Let's start anew. I'm going to use the default name. Yeah, at this point we are supposed to select difficulty, and the recommended difficulty setting for this hack is normal. Basically, this hack is intended for experienced audiences, so Shining Force 2 veterans and the like. If you've never played Shining Force 2 before, but you're a fan of strategic games similar to this one, you should have no trouble finishing the game with normal mode, but it is intended to be a bit of a challenge for sure. I would say that the difficulty of this normal is somewhat similar to the difficulty of the original game's Super, or perhaps a bit below. So it is going to be a challenge, but if you'd rather just experience the altered visuals and the new story, then I would suggest you pick easy. In easy, basically enemies have 25% less attack rating, meaning that of course spells will still do the same amount of damage as in normal, and enemies will still be significantly tougher than in the original game, but all in all it should be a much more manageable challenge. If you're looking for a real tough gauntlet, you could also play on hard, I suppose. Their enemies get a plus 25% bonus in their attack rating compared to normal. So it is going to be difficult for sure. I think I've not really tested this at all. I think your weaker characters will probably regularly suffer one-hit kills on this difficulty, and even your tougher characters will definitely feel weaker. And if you're really craving an absolutely unfair challenge, you could also go for Ouch, I suppose. I certainly don't recommend it. This is not balanced at all. This is plus 50% attack rating compared to the normal difficulty here. So yeah, don't do this unless you really want to trouble yourself with a really nightmarish journey. Alright, so as I suggested, we are going to pick the normal difficulty, and let's see what the game has in store for us. We're waking up at home, and you will soon notice that Grans has changed a bit compared to the original game. Like, everything is a bit more pretty, with some flowers growing in the grass and a few more colors, and perhaps the sprite of some villagers being different. Also, Grans has expanded a bit, so to suggest that the town is bigger, we have some more houses here, but the area can't be entered, so it's really all just for show and for ambience. Alright, we are saying hello to Astra, who is of course bothered by his usual nightmares. Not only the dialogues of the characters have been altered, such things as bookshelves and all kinds of doodads also contain new text, in case you're interested in that kind of stuff. Nevertheless, I'm not really going to focus on this part of the playthrough, as, well, I have written all of this, so it's not really interesting for me to explore it. But perhaps you will think otherwise and play this hack. It is, by the way, also available as a version which only changes the dialogue and the visuals, and the dialogue and the visuals, but otherwise the game remains the same as original Shining Force 2. This version of this hack is called Shining Force 2 Retold. So if you're not interested in this tougher challenge and not interested in the rebalancing I have made, I would really suggest you, the next time you have this Shining Force 2 craving, you play Shining Force 2 Retold instead of the original game. Here's a minor example for improved dialogue. So basically, instead of Sarah trying the old parcel trick where she pretends to be an UPS courier, she actually tells the guards that we have come here because she's a priest in training, and she was called to assist healing the king, which I found much more reasonable for the guards to let these kids in then. Nevertheless, just as usual, we get busted, and Sir Astral recruits us for his little reconnaissance mission. So this hack does quite many things with regards to rebalancing and minor changes to the game. One of them is that items have been changed, some of them at least, and you might notice that here in the original game you will be able to find a mithril, but in Return to Grans the number of mithrils has been reduced to 7. The idea behind this is that it makes the decision which mithril weapon to get more impactful. On the plus side, the loot table from the blacksmith has been improved significantly, so you will no longer get shitty weapons such as the critical sword, and the other available weapons have been rebalanced so that all of them are basically quite useful. A few items have switched positions, but in general, if you found loot in some place in the original game, you will also find loot in the same place in Return to Grans. So there's no need to check out like every corner if there is something new to find. Placing myself on this land effect tile here, which has an increased defense bonus. I guess I'm going to wait a bit until the gizmos come to me. There's the first one. Okay, so it still does 3 damage, which I think is the same if I wouldn't be standing on a land effect tile, on a 30% land effect tile. So I suppose Bowie's defense is still so low that it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, difficulty of the game was increased, but you would really notice this in this early battle because the enemies are still quite easy. And the earlier the game, the easier it is to break the balance when 1 point of damage can make a major difference. Like for a 12 HP character, of course, could easily spin out of control if the enemies here were too tough. I'm just going to heal here, not because I'm worried about Bowie, but just so I expand Sarah's magic points, as this is a major source of experience for her. Kill this guy. Wait. Okay. This one wants a piece of Sarah. I am fine with this. Will Bowie be able to reach him though? There's a movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He will. Okay. I suppose I'm absolutely fine if Sarah gets the kill. Yeah, but she doesn't. Do your job, hero. Or a future hero. Alright, I don't want to move up there because I could only attack this gizmo from one side, which is not really what I'm looking for. Throwing out another heal with Sarah. And 3 experience points. Do I just heal another time? I suppose I do. Shouldn't overthink it here. Alright. Means I'll attack the upper one, so Bowie can kill it. Jess is getting a bit low here, but we should be fine. At least we should be fine if this gizmo dies, okay. I guess this means I should throw out emergency medical herb. Because I've been too loose with my with Sarah's mana pool. Then again, it's quite a lot of dodges. Yeah, of course, in the early game, it can throw your game plan off if suddenly the turn order changes in an unexpected manner. So generally, I tend to not use a lot of healing items, at least not in the late game or in the later game. But in the early game, I tend to rely on them to avoid casualties in dicey situations. Alright, battle is won. Just realized that I didn't pick up the free Angel Wing antidote and medical herb in the storehouse of Grans Castle. Might have to get this later, or maybe I just ignore it. It's not like it's important stuff. The face-off ends with a draw, as expected. Yeah, and here is another example for improved sprites. You might have noticed it earlier already. The knight talking to the minister here. The elite knight looks quite a bit better than in the original game. Now have this sweet great shield along with a mace instead of a boring standard sword. I think they look quite a bit better. If he dies, it doesn't matter. One of the classic lines of this game. Would never dare to remove such an excellent dialogue. Yeah, and we are about to be sent off to find Sir Havel. But before that I will make a brief visit to Princess Alice. Because one aspect of the improved dialogue of this hack is that I tried to flesh out this romance between Bowie and the princess by dropping a few lines here and there. Basically, I really hated it in the original game that the basis for this whole romantic subplot was, oh yes, he's the protagonist and she is the damsel in distress, and so of course they're going to fall in love with each other, despite Bowie speaking like 3 words in the whole game. But Return to Grans, if you talk to the NPCs, some of them will be referring to Bowie and Alice, and in general the dialogue between them has been improved a bit. So if I remember correctly, we get a new sword here, as well as a new spear for Chester. And then we are ready to meet our buddy Jaha, who is going to become our tank.